It's a great evening, everybody. And you know why it's a great evening? Because it's time for the Ruby Girl Talk with your favorite Ruby Girl, Dr. K, also operating in the role of Coach K. Tonight, I don't want you to think of anything but Coach tonight. I want you to think of your game, your favorite game. Is it basketball? Is it football? Is it baseball? Whatever it is, tonight we are the coach. We are the coaches that have gotten together. And when I tell you, you cannot be around a coach without them speaking into your life, without them giving you something, because we can't turn it on and we just can't turn it off. It's almost like a calling, you would say, ladies.
Hmm.
It's a,
Yes.
it's a call, and you be having a conversation with somebody, and you just be trying to hold it back. You be like, "Can I just say this one thing to you?" And the next thing you know, you done dropped a free nugget for somebody. So I personally say this: anytime somebody have a discovery call, I will get on the discovery call because I always leave with something a little bit more. So tonight we have three coaches also along with me, and these ladies are amazing. You hear me? These ladies are top notch. These ladies are in their game, on top of their game. So if you're stuck tonight, if you even wonder what is a coach, because let me tell you a personal story right quick. I would have never hired a coach because I was like, I don't need anyone to tell me what to do. I'm not a football player. I ain't into sports. I did not understand what coaching is until I happened to get a coach, and then I understood the value. So before we get started, I want the ladies to go on my page. I want them to find this video, and I want y'all to share it with y'all audience. So while they're sharing, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Ruby Girl. So once again, I'm Dr. K. I am the owner of His Designs LLC, which is the creator of the Proverbs 31 and 10 brand, which is Ruby Girl. Ruby Girl is the tribe with the right vibe. And what we are doing is creatively bringing Christ to the nation and empowering women and bringing respect back to the woman. So, Ruby Girl wants you to know this: the Proverbs 31 and 10 plus woman. You don't have to be exactly like her, but use her as a mentor and example to show you how you can be if you operate fully in your calling. God will empower you to do everything that He has gifted you to do. So let's get started tonight with the introduction. So we're going to start with Coach Cynthia tonight. Give us a 30-second introduction, ladies, and make sure you put in your contact information because these people are going to want to contact you. And audience, what I want you to do before she introduces herself is use that free feature. We all love free. It's called share. And then if you got any questions for the coach, put them in the chat, and we're going to take a break. And when we take a break, I'm going to look out there and see what people saying and see if they got any questions. So, first up on the mic is Coach Cynthia. You're in the game.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I am Cynthia Mobley Howell. I am the founder and CEO of How Well Are You? I'm your lifestyle transformer, and I help women conquer chronic conditions and shed unwanted pounds through the transformative power of, yes, a plant-based lifestyle. You can connect with me at cynthiamobleyhowell.com. Peace.
Oh, oh, wait a minute. Now, you said something that really piqued my interest and everybody that's out there. You said weight loss. So, we definitely got to have a conversation with you tonight. You definitely got to share because I know you lost a lot of weight. Don't tell them yet. When we get to talking, you drop that nugget on them. We're going to leave them on the edge of their seats tonight, okay?
All
All
right.
right. The next coach in the game is Coach Geneva.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Glad you're here with us. I am Coach Geneva, better known as Coach Gigi, Geneva McCloud, and I am the proud owner of Favorable Wellbeing. And I have my business is to coach women 40 and over with high blood pressure and teach them how to live their best healthy life through two simple things: diet and exercise.
Wow. Ooh, I'm gonna get healthy if y'all don't get healthy tonight. I'm definitely gonna get healthy. So we have Coach Monique. How are you this evening?
Well, good evening. Thank you so much for having us, Coach K, and nice to be here with the other coach ladies on the line. And so hello to everyone there in virtual land. I am Coach Monique Pearson, and I am the founder of Soaring Without Limits Enterprises and also the forthcoming the Triple E Tribe. So what we do is to assist women to elevate, expand, and explore their mindset so that they may live a fulfilled life. And we use travel as that transformative tool in order to assist them to do that.
Thank you. Give me your website.
Oh, I'm sorry. Make sure I drop it in the chat. You can contact me at www.soaringwolimits.com and www.IamMoniquePearson.com.
Okay, thank you. So if you're out there and you just tuning in, but you got to hear each one of these ladies' introduction, this is what you need to know they all have in common. They all have in common is enhancing your life. They talked about wellness. They talked about getting better, getting healthy. And don't we want to be healthy? Don't we want to be whole? Don't we want to be living our best life? And so let's get into the conversation tonight. I'm going to let them do the work. I'm just going to help them along. So we're going to first start off with Coach Cynthia and Coach Geneva. Give a few misconceptions people think about coaches.
I would say that they think that coaches are healthy, don't have any problems, and when in fact we struggle as well. I believe a coach needs a coach or someone to keep you accountable. And because for myself right now, being a caregiver, I'm not taking care of myself the way I used to. So I've reached out to someone to help me stay accountable and to get me back on track and not putting all my energy into helping just with the caregiver, because if we don't take care of ourselves, how can we help take care of anyone else? So definitely we need accountability as well. So I think that's a real misconception.
Okay. Coach Cynthia?
I love that, Coach Gigi. I think that one misconception is that people think that coaching is only for strugglers or people who are struggling. People
Mm.
assume that coaching is only for those who are facing difficulties. But guess what? Even high achievers use coaches. Why? To reach their next level of success. So you don't have to just uh, uh, have a coach because you're struggling with something, but a coach can help you get better at what you're already excelling in.
And I agree with that. And I'm glad you brought clarity to that because there are people that's making six figures, but when they get ready to go to seven figures, they go get a seven-figure coach. So I'm not a sports person. Let's put that disclaimer out there. So, but I want you to think about um sports. Think about football and think about there are some great, fantastic players out there, but you never see the coach in the game. You always see the coach instructing the players. So I want you to think about that. They're good players. Do they really need somebody telling them what to do? Yes, just because you got the talent, just because you got the gift, the coach can see these things in you, how you need to develop it and how you can make it work better. So, Coach Monique, I want you to tell us what a coach really does for their client or give us the definition of a coach.
I think the coach helps you to bring out the best parts of you and those parts that you may not have discovered yet, that they're seeing the best in you before you can see it for yourself. They're walking step in step with you in order for you to show up as your highest self. And for some people, depending on what lane of coaching that you're in, it may be helping them to relay the framework of that foundation that may be still fractured and to bring them to a sense of wholeness so that they can continue to progress to be the person or man or woman that God has called them to be.
That is a perfect definition. Repeat it one more time for the people in the back.
Ooh, y'all should have got that on camera. What?
This is a test.
I love
Look,
it. I
look,
love
this is
it.
a Shine Fair test.
I
Repeat that
love
one
it.
more time. This the definition of a coach.
I would say, far as the coach is the person that is there to walk hand in hand, step in step with you so that you're not doing this journey of life alone. One, we always will have God to walk with us, but it also helps to have an aid there here on earth to help you to guide you to your highest potential, who God has called you to be. For those of us who may have those fractured foundations that need to be remended and need some work, the coach can help you and assist you in relaying that foundation to overcome those past traumas so that you may walk into your calling.
That's great. And I like how you said past, you talked about the past traumas. Coaches help you also to move forward to the next level. Definitely
Mhm.
to the next level. And even though you want to get there, you don't know the steps to take it. And a coach kind of like create the steps for you. They tell you things that you need to do and they push you out of your comfort zone. Oh my
Yeah.
God, my coach like shoved me real hard out of my comfort zone. But I will tell you this is what I learned too, that sometimes it takes a minute for that coaching to kick in on your client. Do y'all agree?
Ooh, the resistance.
Mm-hmm.
The resistance.
Right.
Yeah, and
Sometimes
I'll
it's the
yes,
resistance.
most definitely, and I'll address that in a later segment,
Okay.
part of this segment.
We can probably get that on this next question. Coach Cynthia and Geneva again. Give me an example of client transformation that you have experienced.
Absolutely. Um, Again, I assist women who are struggling with chronic conditions and struggling with shedding unwanted pounds. So, with a lot, and I'm sure Coach Gigi can attest to this, with a lot of chronic conditions come some real low energy levels, depending on what that condition is. That is one of the things that I love hearing. Oh my goodness, since I've started eating more plants, I have more energy. I can attest to that, and I'll share a bit of my testimony a little bit later down the line. I see clients gaining more self-confidence because you know the saying, when you look good, you feel good, or when you feel good, you look good. I guess you can really flip that either way. Better mood stability. I see a lot of that. And a real big one is mental clarity. So those are some transformations that I've seen. And another one is definitely the reversal of chronic conditions. People think, oh, I'm stuck with this high blood pressure for the rest of my life. I'm stuck with this diabetes for the rest of my life. I'm stuck with this anemia for no, you're not. No, you're not. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
That's a good story.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right, Miss Geneva, can you add to that story part two, chapter two?
And absolutely. And I totally agree. And my focus is again women 40 and over who are primarily dealing with like one of the major causes of a stroke, which is high blood pressure. And that's how I got involved because of high blood pressure. And I've had clients who, again, we're on the same page, Cynthia, changing the way you eat, think, move is going to change everything for you. And so adding those vegetables basically to the diet, it does give you that energy. It does reduce blood pressure. I had a client who went to the doctor and she said that her blood pressure had dropped and was so um, at a rate that she had never seen in her life. She was almost at like back to her like as a teenager, her blood pressure. So just from changing the way she eat, uh, in exercising, uh, the blood pressure was controlled, weight was lost, again more active, just transformed and had better eating habits, was meal prepping, and just on the ball after those that was her transformation. Just I mean most of them, that's the biggest thing, getting them moving into meal prepping and making better choices. And that's the
Mhm.
transformations that I've seen.
Yes. And can I just jump in here real quickly and say, I have a 74-year-old client that's kicking butt and taking names.
I love it.
All up in it. You hear me? She is just like, she'll call me. She's like, I'm in the store. I'm in Walmart and I'm looking for so and so and so because I give her recipes or whatever. And she's like, now what I need to get, blah, 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 blah. I mean, when I tell you she is 74 and she's not, well, I'm 74 and I ain't trying. She is so excited because she has some
Mm,
goals. She has
Yeah.
some goals and she is seeing a lot of her goals coming to fruition by changing and transforming her lifestyle in what she eats. So I just had to drop that. 74 years old. So what am I saying? It's never too
Mm.
late.
Yes, ma'am. I love that because so many get so rigid and feel as if I have lived this way for this
Mhm.
amount of time, and all right, it's too late for me that to make that change. So that is refreshing to hear that she's still excited and still sees there's an opportunity for her to continue to grow at this age still. So that's awesome.
Mhm.
I agree with you. A lot of times people have a set mindset instead of growth. You have to always be learning. It's not that you done with school, got your degree, and you stop learning. You have to continuously learn. And I find a lot of seniors, they get frustrated because, and I will admit, now that I'm older, I have a little less patience with learning things that are new. But then I got to understand I need to learn this in order to function. Because I used to wonder, the older people, like, here, open this for me, figure this out for me. And you would just look at them and be like, when you're younger, you just here, this it. Now
Yeah.
I understand
Mhm.
because I'll
The
be like,
frustration.
it takes me a little bit longer to figure things out. And I was like, well, I know I ain't crazy, but it just comes with aging. You'll see a pattern. But I say I don't want to be stubborn. I see a lot of people mean and stubborn when they get older. And so I'm like, I'm trying to keep an open mind here about things because I like comfort. I like things to be the same. But do we know nothing stays the same? We get new
So,
mercies every morning. Nothing stays the same. So, Coach Monique, can you describe your coaching approach and the key principles you focus on with your clients?
Well, before I can start working with anyone, I need to know where they're standing at presently. So starting with an assessment to see where their current mindset is, what those goals are, where they want to go, and then what challenges have they already identified so I can know where I'm starting with so that I can start to work with them hand in hand to develop that roadmap and give them the step by steps that they need in order to get to those goals that they would like to get to, and also encouraging them to participate in their process and doing so by self-awareness. What are you aware of? What are some patterns that you are seeing so that way we can get to the root? I think a lot of time people are quick to identify where their patterns are, where their shortcomings are, where their negative self-talk is, but we're not getting to the root of where that started. So that way we can see this may have been your truth at 10, at 20, at 30. Do you still hold that at 40 plus to be your current truth? And if it's not in alignment to your current truth, then what are we going to do to change that? Are you going to continue to stay? I believe that in that makes a choice or a decision at that point as to whether you are wanting to continue to stay where you're comfortable, to stay with the devil or do you want to go to the Savior that can free you to stand up and be that person who you are looking to become? And what we're also offering is that accountability and that support system, because as a lot of women that I've been speaking to do not have a community of like-minded individuals. We
mhm.
have women who we've been friends with 20, 30, 40 years, and some of those women are 50, but they're still stuck in those 20-year-old bodies and mentalities because they have not challenged themselves to grow. So a coaching environment or as a community can help you be with those women who are where you're aspiring to be, as you mentioned earlier, those six-figure earners who are looking to make seven. We are here in these $100 million mindsets to help you come from the six-figure mindset to the seven.
Wow, you about to pick up some clients right here, just
Okay.
on the Zoom.
Okay. All right.
And see, that's what you want in a coach. You want a coach that confidently, as they speaking about what they do, you feel that pull to connect with them. Like
Mhm.
Cynthia, as you was talking about plant-based diet and energy and mental clarity, that's some things that I'm missing. And I was like, wow, I can connect with her and get that. And then Geneva, just listening to you and the things that you say you can accomplish. And I'm like, wow, I want to connect with her. So a coach pulls you in because they speak to something inside of you that you really need, that you really want to change. And I like what you say. You need to find out if the person want to change because some people they come to you for coaching, but they're not
Mm-hmm.
ready. And
Mhm.
what I was taught is those are the people that sometimes you have to give them their money back because then they say, "Oh yeah, I coached with her, but I didn't get any results."
Right.
But they never
Mhm.
say, "I didn't show up. I didn't do what she told me to do, you know. Go ahead, Coach Monique. I know you want to say something.
Oh no, I was agreeing with you. I
Oh,
said, of
okay.
course not. And then all money is not good money. So
Can't
I
Thank
will
you.
gladly give you back your money if
Thank
I
you.
know that you are not at the point to get you where you want to go. I'll clearly say with you, you are not there yet, but I will be here for you when you're ready.
so
So
Exactly. And I also, if I can jump in here, that's why I think I love doing discovery calls, because at that discovery call, we determine if we're a good fit. And
Yeah.
like
mm,
Coach Monique was saying, all money ain't, excuse my vernacular, good money. So at that discovery call, it's about the bag, but it ain't about the bag either. We're here to serve, and in the as we serve, the bag is going to come. But at that discovery call, if I'm sensing that, oh, I can see right now, and I know things can change, people can change, their
mm,
mindset can shift. But if you go in there with, if you have that discernment, and you're as you're speaking with that individual, and you're hearing things, and you're getting those red flags, when you get the red flag, don't pull it up out the sand. Leave it right there so you can see it, so you can no, this ain't the one. I'll give them some good little advice. I'll give them some good little tips and send them on their way. We ain't even, because we ain't gonna waste, number one, God's time. We ain't gonna
mm.
waste my time, and we ain't gonna waste your time. All right, I will be quiet.
All right,
Ah,
preach
now that right there was an earful, what you just said. So, Geneva, did you want to weigh in?
I
Coach
just totally
Geneva?
agree. Yeah, and all money is not good money, and like you said, find out their method behind it, their motive. Why are you doing this? Is it for yourself? Are you doing it, because it's something that happened with the family? You're trying to not have a heart attack or stroke or something like that. So, what is the motive behind this? Why are you doing this? So that we know that we are a good fit and that we're going to be in this for the long term, and that we're going to see some results, and that we're going to come up with an effective strategy to make it happen for you.
That's great. That's really great. You don't want a coach that's just out for the dollars.
Mhm.
A true coach heart is for their clients. They want to see people transform. That's why they became a coach. And
Mhm.
sometimes people get a counselor mixed up with a coach. Somebody
Mhm.
want to bring clarity to that? The difference?
Oh, that's a very good observation, and that is one of the misconceptions when you talk about coaching,
Mhm.
because they both offer support, but coaching is going to focus on achieving specific goals
Mhm.
and forward momentum, whereas a counselor or a therapist is going to be dealing with past issues and emotional healing. So
Mhm.
that's, it can kind of become a little convoluted, but there's a thin line, but there is a difference. That's my take on it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Coach Geneva, Coach Monique?
Um, One, I think too, it depends also on your objective. So I think of it as this, as far as how we have formal mentors and informal mentors. So for me, the therapist will be on the more formal end, where you have strict guidelines, you have a set criteria that you're working to, a curriculum of sorts. Whereas with the informal mentor, which will AKA be your coach, we can expand that territory as to the territory that we can help you with. It's not going to be just listening to reshaping, reforming your past childhood trauma. We can also focus on your present, where you are now, what are some dynamics that you're dealing with personally or within your job. And then we can also fast forward to your future as to help you to make that connection. So when I think of both, I try to think of it in that way of an analogy of sorts to make it easier for people to possibly grasp the difference.
Very good
I love
definition.
that. I love
Very,
that.
very good definitions. All right, y'all. So we're gonna take a 60-second break just to see who's out there watching. So remember, y'all can put questions in the chat. So we have Sharon Williams out there, Miss K Rashid Brown. I probably didn't say it right. Forgive me. Miss Renee out there. Dr. Katrina said, "Good evening, ladies."
Good
She
evening, all of you.
Yes, Sharon said, "Hey, ladies." Renee said, "Most definitely to something we said." She said, "Most definitely that's hitting home." Vivian said, "These coaches are dropping some good nuggets." Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
Dr. Katrina said, "All right now, Sister Cynthia Mobley Howe."
That's my girl. I know that's Dr. Katrina Little Shaw. I bet you that's who that
Yes, that's
is.
her. You know it. You know she is in your corner when she
Yes.
is in your corner. All
Yes,
right,
she
ladies.
is.
So we're gonna keep the show moving. Usually I let my guests say 60 seconds, but if we want to give more time to really what you got to say, because I'm feeling like this conversation is very beneficial, not only to the people that's watching, but also to us too. Because one thing about coaches, we learn from each other. I
Yeah.
don't really see it as being coaches in competition because each one of
Mhm.
us have a different niche. Just like you, Coach Cynthia, you a wellness coach, you, Coach Geneva, you a wellness coach, but still you get two different things from each one of you. Like you're plant based, you have meat with yours, right, Geneva? I'm trying to see who
I
I'm gonna
do.
go with.
I
Okay,
do.
well I might have to jump on Geneva's side because I can't give up them ribs, Dr. Cynthia. I'm
Hey,
sorry, I'm gonna
I
jump
ain't
on that
mad
side.
at you. I ain't mad at you.
Now, if you
So,
can make me some nice tasting ribs out of some greens or something like that with barbecue sauce, okay, I'm coming on your side. But
Well,
you
I have
see,
given up the pork. I try not to eat any pork and reduce the beef. That's those are like far and in, well, the beef is far and in between. Pork is like none. And but the fish and the chicken is like those are my number ones. And but the vegetable with the plant, it's not completely plant-based, but I can go without eating uh animal
animal
product
products.
for protein. And I've done that before. So there's so many different ways. And one week you may want to go this way, and another week you want to go a different way, a different path, because you want to be able to make it a lifestyle. You don't want to make it seem like it's any type of dieting. So it's a
Absolutely.
lifestyle. So make it doable for yourself. So yeah, but plant-based is good because I think Cynthia, women should have about 2,300 milligrams of potassium, which is vegetables. And
Absolutely.
vegetables are like
Absolutely.
so key. That's why they say half your plate is vegetables,
That's
primarily.
right.
And
That's right.
it just helps with so many things with those fruits and vegetables, with nerve impulse, with memory. And I believe that fruits and vegetables can be an asset in helping seniors and then people that are just aging who have high blood pressure, keep them from experiencing things like dementia and Alzheimer's and those type of things. I just believe that in my heart, my soul, that if we can stick to those type of things, we will not have those chronic conditions that our parents, a history of those things if we stay on top of just eliminating a lot of the meat-based products.
Wow. You
I
said
agree.
that so well. I totally
Yes, you
agree.
did.
I
That
totally
was
agree.
a nugget, y'all, in the
Yeah.
audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're on the second part of the show. So we kind of want to get a little bit more personal with the coaches, find out a little bit about what they do, why they started doing it. So I just want to know what inspired each of you to become a coach. What has your journey been like so far? Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Miss Monique, because you've been pulling up the rear the whole time. So why don't
Oh
you jump on out there
yeah.
in the water? Why don't you jump on out there in the water?
Oh, sure enough, I know how to swim, honey. I know how to swim.
I know
So
you
I
do.
would say first, I got into this not intentionally, to be honest with you. I started off with the travel and helping women to be able to go internationally. But by default, I found before I can work with them to open up themselves to the world, I had to open up their minds first. They came with their fears, their challenges, their limitations, and by default, I became a coach, setting that foundation to help them travel not just literally but figuratively in their mindsets. So that is how it started off for me. And then I was like, you know what? I want to be able to offer this on a bigger scale, not just with those who have the pleasure to I get to work with one on one. I wanted to be able to form a community to be able to offer this to numerous women and allow not just myself, but other powerhouses in my circle to pour into these ladies as well. Hence the start of the Triple E Tribe, so that way I can serve them and help them on a grander scale. So that's how my coaching journey came and where the coaching journey is going.
Any books you written? Any
Oh, yes.
accomplishments?
The
Okay.
first book that I wrote was Take That Trip Girl, the ultimate bucket list journal. So I was taking a part of that mindset coaching work that I was starting with those ladies, putting it into the book, the thought provoking prompts, helping them to overcome what those mindset limitations are that was preventing them from opening themselves up to the world, then giving them a travel plan, and then, of course, giving them inspiration with some of the top 10 destinations in the world. And my second project is Joy 365, a journal for joy devotional. We have 365 of us who have contributed by words of prayers, poems, words of encouragement to give light in a world full of darkness. And as of recently, I'm awarded the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award for my volunteer work. So I also have a charity organization called Professionista, and what we do is give women who are getting back into the workforce, whether it be drug addiction or alcohol or what have you, whatever that situation may be, where they're getting on their feet, we provide them with professional clothing and attire. And I have a team of 25 women who partner with me to serve as informal mentors to these ladies. So that has just been a lifelong thing for me to be able to pour into other women, because someone has always, since I've been on this earth, poured into me. And some of us may not have that. So I want to be able to be a person to bring that to other women.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Miss Geneva, we're gonna put you next in the game, Coach Geneva.
And what are we, because I don't got so involved in listening, I forget what was the question is.
I know. It says, what inspired you to become a coach, and
Yeah.
what has your journey been like so far?
Well, I was inspired because I returned to school. I worked in customer service for decades, and decided to return to school. And I studied health and wellness. Got my undergrad in health and wellness, and I began living what I was learning. And I was actually about 80 pounds, 60 pounds heavier, and became an avid runner. Joined Black Girls Run, traveled out the state, did some runs with them, and have maintained a active lifestyle, and maintained this it teeters between 55 to the 60 pound weight loss. I've went down as low as 135, and my highest was 165. So 185, I'm sorry. So I've maintained the weight. Like I said, comes and goes, up and down. And then I continued school and got my graduate in public health. And then I found myself dealing more with community at that point, and learning about the children and seeing how the children, if we can bring nutrition to them, then they can take it home, because it starts with them. If we can get them to do it, then they can take it home to the parents, and the parents will adapt to healthier lifestyle. So and just put a recipe in the Partnership for Food Safety Education, food education. Have a recipe in the 25th edition cookbook, and just enjoy helping and inspiring young and old. Like I said, my niche was initially women 40 and over that's dealing with high blood pressure. But as the journey continues, now I'm dealing with other things like hot flashes. So now my focus is learning more about methods and ways that what we need to do to reduce these hot flashes, because I know this is not natural. I say, if I'm not running and jogging and doing exercise, I shouldn't be sweating. Like right now I'm glistening and sweating now, but it is getting better. But I just think that there's some ways that we can control this and do better. So that's pretty much my journey. I've helped write a book, did a collaboration with Dr. Sabrina McKenzie, and it's called The Wealth Circle with the Secret Sauce. And it was a total of 13 women. We collaborated and we shared our entrepreneurial journey up and down, the good, the bad, the ugly, and just keeping our faith in God, and that He can, show us the way to thrive.
Okay, very good, very good. Once you find out how to get rid of these hot flashes, you'll be a millionaire, probably a billionaire. I do promise you that. Because you might see my glasses get a little white at the bottom, during the broadcast. And that's the flashes too. But
Mhm.
thank you so much. All right, Coach Cynthia, bring up this game.
That
Make
is
the
too
shot.
funny. You are hilarious. Um, I just want to say this real quickly, Coach Monique. I love that triple E, elevate, explore, expand. That is like bad to the bone. I absolutely
Thank
love
you.
that. And Coach Geneva, I heard you talk about the Black Girls Run. You took me back to Pittsburgh because I'm in Florida now. I'm from Florida, but I lived in Pittsburgh for 22 years. But I was part of Black Girls Run for a minute. I'm more of a loner, so it was cool. I did it, but but I got my little, my shirt, with Black Girls Run and sexy something on it. But yeah, so we have a lot in common. But my what inspired me to become a coach is that it's my personal struggle with overcoming obesity. And a lot of people, and I'm sure Coach Geneva can attest to this, when we say obesity we think like uh, Mr. Clump or Professor Clump or whatever, but it's about looking at some numbers. And I know we usually are looking at charts that are more germane to other cultures or the Europeans, but it's still some truth to some of that. So obesity, I was obese. I was, for my body frame, I weighed too much. I was right at 200 pounds, and my doctor swore up and down that I had hypertension, and I swore up and down that I didn't. I swore up and down that I had white coat syndrome because my pressure would only be high when I would go to the doctor. Um,
Mm,
but I, Coach Geneva, actually became plant-based in 2019 because I was tired of struggling, and I was anemic. I was tired of struggling. It was the pounds that was getting me. I just was like, no, this is not going to work. So to date, and I've plateaued, which is fine. I've lost about 70 pounds and maintaining. I've actually been raw since almost 2 years. So I've actually leveled up, if you will. So I haven't had cooked food in 2 years. So I'm actually a raw vegan. And so, I'm just going to stay at these little few pounds that I'm at. Um, I take zero medications. I'll be 65 in a few months, and I feel like I'm 40. I mean, I'm just like
mm,
I feel great. My energy
yes,
level
ma'am.
is
Mm,
through the
mm.
roof. My confidence is like you can't tell me nothing. I was on one of the YouTubers. I was on her um um show or
Channel.
whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And I said that, and somebody coined that phrase. The girl was laughing at me when I said, you can't tell me nothing, and you can't tell me nothing. But coaching so far has been amazing because I realize one of the things that I realize as a coach is that I don't know everything, and I'm always open to my clients' feedback. But what I like about them is that they share information with me that they've researched, because I'm always wetting their palates and making them want to go and find out, okay, more, and if what she's saying is true, and so I love that about it. It lets me know that they're serious when they do that too, about their transformational journey, and that they're being intentional about doing what they're supposed to do, and not just coming to me week after week or whatever and waiting for me to say, okay, do this, do that, do the other.
Mm,
I'm coaching, I'm guiding, but I like it when they take the initiative, to go and do their research and find
mm,
out things, and they come back to me and they said, yeah, I found this out, and I found that out, and I know this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, well, I ain't know that. Well, thank you. And so, people who are aware. Another thing that I love, and this always happens to me, especially at church, it's been happening a lot lately. People who are aware of my plant, I call it plant powered lifestyle, always are randomly approaching me saying, I'm watching you. Well, this is what I'm doing. Now, my husband ain't on board, but I'm doing it. I was like, but I love that when they share with me how they're inspired because they're watching my journey. And a lot of them, they're my friends on social media. They don't be saying a word, but they come up to me in person and let me know what they're doing. And so I love it. I am so, so, so passionate. Coach Geneva was talking about the children inspiring the parents. That's exactly what happened and with Tabitha Brown. And I'll end on this. She was having, and I'm sure everybody knows who Tabitha Brown is. If you don't, you've been living under a rock. But she was having these terrible headaches every day. She thought she was dying. And I have to say this. I'm like, when people say I thought I was dying, how you know you was dying? You died before. So if you ain't never died before, how you know what dying feels like? But anyway, that didn't cost you nothing. I just thought I'd throw that in. But anyway, but her daughter, she was in high school and they watched the documentary What the Health, and she told her mom, you gotta watch this documentary. And she watched that documentary, and the rest is history. So I'm all about education. I'm all about research. I'm always researching, and I just love it. I just love the fact that I don't have to think when I put on my clothes anymore because I can just throw on anything and just look cute, I'm just saying what I'm saying, and that was my aspiration. That's what I wanted to be able to do. I didn't want to be struggling. um I as far as my accomplishments with the plant powered lifestyle, I haven't written any books, but I've written some free. I have some free downloads on my website. I have a 3-day meal plan for people like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to eat. Well, I got you. I got a 3-day meal plan. It's a plant power, and it's not raw. It is just regular plant based. I also have a mindset free download, mindset preparing your mind, because it is all about that mindset. And then my latest that I just published last weekend is called Shine, SHIN. And that came from when I was growing up. My next door neighbor always used to pick at me and said I had a big forehead, and he nicknamed me Shine. And he reminded me of that the other day. And I told him, I said, you know what I'm gonna do? And it was on social media when he reminded me. I said, I'm gonna take that trauma and flip it. So my latest free download is Shine, Shifting Habits, Inspiring Nutritional Empowerment. And all of those can be found on my website at howwellareyou.com, because I have two websites. One website for my speaking, which is cynthiamobleyhowell.com, but for my plant powered lifestyle, that is howwellareyou.com.
Shine is, I like that. I like acronyms.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
We over here taking notes off each other. Make
Yeah.
sure you spell that website because they might put HOWWELL. It's your last
No,
name.
it's HOWELL. How well are you?
There you go. Okay, because I didn't want them to do it wrong because I know you play off
Thank
your
you.
last name. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, ladies. All of y'all stories were so inspiring. But you know what I got from listening to all your stories is that your coaching was birthed out of your passion.
Mhm,
You know, um, Geneva and Cynthia, it was based off your wellness journey.
mhm,
Um, Coach Monique, it was based off women showed up for you. Somebody was there for you. And I think with most coaches, what they coach, they're connected to. I'm not going to be a wellness coach. I had people try to get me to be a wellness coach, but I know that wasn't my passion. I was going through a wellness journey about 2 years ago. I went from 180 to 147, but I was doing it personally for me to feel better and because I had got fat. Like they say, it's not about the pounds, it's about I'm short. I'm 5'2". If I feel good, I'm 5'3". At the doctors, I'm 5'3". Everywhere else, I'm 5'2".
mhm.
And so, so because
Hilarious.
I need that extra inch to justify them pounds. And a minute I'll be like, I'm 5'7" when they ask me. But anyway, I went on that wellness journey and they wanted me to become a wellness coach. But I know I did not want to, that wasn't my passion to teach people how to lose weight. It was something I was doing personally for myself. I'm back on that journey again. So I've lost 10 pounds in a month because one thing about your journey, it has to become your habits. It has to be habits and not diet. And so
Mhm,
I learned the habits, but sometimes you'll listen to people that say you're too small. when you
Mhm.
start losing weight. And you will get to a point where
Yeah.
it does look like you wasting away, but it's just something your body does as it
Mhm.
transformed down. And I listened to them and I was like, okay, I can eat, I can start eating
Yeah.
everything. And next thing I know, weight crept up. Then I got on steroids when I got injured. So that helped it. And then I came to a point once again, I was like, wait a minute, I can't get back to 180. I got the 162. I said, let me work on it. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
coaches know when they need to stop and
Mhm.
work on something. They know when, just like they need to tell you to redirect you, coaches are good at redirecting.
Yeah.
Very good.
Mhm.
All right. So I got a few more questions for you. So, ladies, how do you help clients identify and overcome limiting beliefs that hinder their personal growth?
Well, and I'll be quick. And I talk about this a lot, and y'all have heard me talk about it a lot this evening. My first session in my program is about mindset. We
Mhm.
let's get your mind right, because
Mhm.
if you get your mind right, your body will follow. Okay, so I think it's so important, and you mentioned this earlier, Dr. K. I love to take my clients from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. You know, we ain't gonna do what we always did. Let me flip to my mental health advocacy side of it now, because we know the definition of insanity, right? That is doing the same thing, expecting different results. Well, that's not going to work.
Right.
So I love to talk to my clients about the mindset. And I believe once we can get that mind together, then overcoming those limiting beliefs can be a whole lot less of a challenge.
Mhm.
Amen.
I
Okay.
totally agree. Mine is basically with that motivational interviewing, and that is about the mind to find out where you are, where you want to be, and let's work on again a strategy that's going to get you to the next level in your journey, because it will be a lifestyle. We want this to continue going forward. So I've also just like I say, find out, is this something you're doing again for because of a challenge with friends or something that's on the job? Is this something again that you're doing because you want to avoid chronic conditions? I heard Cynthia talk about being anemic, and I'm going to have to continue talk to you because I have some clients who have some concerns about being anemic, and I want to make sure that they are doing some of the right things to control that. And like you say, you listen to them and hear what they, listen to them, listen to the research that they've done. And I always go back, I'm like, I'm going to get back to you on our next one-on-one, because I'm going to look that up and confirm with you what my thoughts are on that subject that you've researched. So that's definitely a good thing to do. And again, they can reach me at with on favorablewellbeing.com, favorable-being.com. And I also have herbs. That was like another thing that I've just started. Well, it's been over a year. I've got 2 herbal tea blends. One is a detox and one is an immunity booster. And then I have the calming shake, which is to help with the nerves and things like that. So definitely come and check me out on the website, and we get you motivated.
Wow, Coach Geneva, look at you. Herbs and shakes and tea and everything.
Absolutely.
All right. I like, as a coach, I do believe it's good to have products also.
Mhm.
It's very good. Not only services, also have products too.
Mhm.
I mean, I strongly recommend it. From my mentor, he very well. He confirmed it yesterday. He was like, it's okay to offer services. He said, but also have some kind of product, because like when you go out and do vendor events,
Mhm.
people kind of like to walk away with something tangible. You
Mhm.
know, it's kind of like when I've started vendoring my book now, which is new for me, but I understand that I got to tell my story. I got to figure out something creative to get people to buy a book, because a lot of people have books out here. A lot of people, because it's so easy to sell. So you just have to learn to be a little bit more creative. So, Coach Monique, I know this is your niche right here. So you need me
Yes.
to, you ready?
Oh
Okay.
no, you said what do we do to help them overcome limiting beliefs? And so I'm not repeating what we just said. I believe the first thing that I also need to start with is the self-talk. Majority of us have that negative self-talk that we are parlaying over and over and over to ourselves, and we all know the power of the tongue. Are we speaking life or are we speaking death? So if all that you're doing is constantly slaying yourself every single day, we are not going to be able to overcome anything. So I have to start there and have them take those thoughts out of their head and bring it into fruition, whether that be journaling. We can do guided discussions, but I need to know what movie script are you playing in your head every single day, because we need to change that script if it is one of a negative connotation. So two, I want them, sometimes when we hear stuff and till we say it out loud, then we understand that, hey, is this really true for me? Does this make sense? I know a lot of times I'm thinking a lot in my head when I say it out loud, like, you know what, that don't make no kind of sense. So I think we have to stop internalizing and putting those caps and ceilings on ourselves and bring it out into the open. Far as being open, that also opens up the potential for us as well. So I see it that as mental opening as well as in the actual physical realm. So that is something that I definitely wanted to add to this conversation that I don't believe I've touched upon yet, is those inner conversations that we're having with ourselves, which I believe plays heavy on the limitations that we place on ourselves.
As Les Brown says, if there's no enemy within, there's no enemy without. Think I said that right. Well, he's basically saying if there's no negativity, no self-talk, and you're not being your own enemy, then there's nobody outside of you that can affect you. And which is true, because
Mm-hmm.
usually we're good at talking ourselves out of opportunities. Nobody's going to want that. Nobody's going to listen to you. You're not ready for that. And so we don't really need other people to, how can I put us down. We kind of got that down pat. So you're right, that
Yeah.
self-talk is very important. So we getting ready
Mm-hmm.
to close out. Believe it or not, is it went really, really fast. And I just want to thank all my guests tonight for being a part of the Ruby Girl Talk. Coach, um, oh boy. Let's see, that's why I need that memory. Coach Cynthia, Coach, Coach Monique, and Coach Geneva. I just want to thank you for tonight. So it's time for y'all to do the 2 minute closeout. So we're gonna start with Coach Cynthia. Go right ahead. Make sure you give them your contact information. And y'all out there, please take a screenshot of these slides so you can get in touch with these ladies. Go ahead, Coach Cynthia.
Absolutely. It's been great. So, coaching isn't about telling someone what they should do, but about giving them the tools that they need and then guiding them through the process. And remember to always exercise compassion and patience when coaching. I say this is a no judgment zone. Don't be judgmental when somebody says they fell off the bandwagon. Don't be like, huh? And start beating them across the head, because first of all, you ain't nobody's mama or daddy if you're a male coach. So give people grace, and so that they can feel comfortable if they do have a setback, and they'll more quickly jump back on the bandwagon because they're not beating themselves up, and then you beating them up as well. Let them know that they're doing a great job, and don't say it like that because that's so kindergartenish. I can't think of a term, but you all know what I mean. We tell children, oh, great job, but we tell grown folks other stuff, but I can't think of it right now. Be willing to share your own stories and your own setbacks. Let them know that you have setbacks too, and how you overcame or overcoming. I say just be authentic. So I am Cynthia Mobley Howell. I am the founder and CEO of How Well Are You, the lifestyle transformer. And remember to let plants power your lifestyle. And my website is howwellareyou.com. That is HOW, my last name, ELL.com, and you can connect with me there. Peace and blessings.
Thank you, Coach Cynthia.
No problem.
All right, Coach Monique.
Well, thank you again, Coach K, for having me. It's definitely been a pleasure being able to be before your Ruby ladies. And for those who have been watching us in virtual land, I again invite you to connect with me, in particular, my Gen X ladies. Those are the lanes that I typically work with. And I want to share with you, ladies, that everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. So I challenge you to step outside of your comfort zone so we can take you to your growth zone. And I want to take you there mentally by doing our mindset work and coaching, by working with you in the Elevate, the Triple E community, which stands for Elevate, Expand, and Explore. And I invite you to join me July 1st as we kick off that community. In addition, for those who would like to also, while they're expanding their mindset and expanding and exploring those possibilities, let's explore the world as well. So I would love for you to join me on some of our international ventures that we have coming up. We have Japan in October. Bora Bora, Tanzania, and Zanzibar in 2025. And for those who may need a curated experience, for your communities, for your groups, for your girlfriends. We also provide those as well. So you can see both my websites there, Soaring Without Limits to help you with your travel needs. I am MoniquePearson.com for your speaker needs. You can also get your Swole merchandise from that website as well. So it's definitely been a pleasure to connect, and I look forward to helping you elevate, expand, and explore to get to your ideal life.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Monique.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Geneva in the house.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Ruby, Doctor. It's been a pleasure being here and just getting a chance to meet each and every one of you. And I just encourage everyone to just live your best healthy life. And it's not all about you, but it is about you. We know that it comes from the Father first, but He's telling you to take care of you because if you don't take care of you, you can't be here for anybody else. And my passion is, as you can see here on this screen, that I love the kids and I want them to grow and be healthy because they are our future. And that's what's gonna make a difference. So listen to the kids and be encouraging to the kids. Take them under your wing and love on them. So that's basically my spiel. Again, I'm Geneva McCloud, better known as Coach Gigi Mack, and you can find those teas and uh, recipes on my website at favorablewell-being.com. And also you can reach out to me through phone 313-354-5014.
Thank you, ladies. So, if you're watching tonight, I hope you shared this broadcast. And I want you to know that if you look up in the posting section, I have all their website information also in there too, in case you didn't write it out real quick or you didn't take, if you were not obedient, if I didn't coach you enough to be able to take the first step. First assignment I gave you was take a picture of the slides. Was that not right, ladies? That was my
That's
first
right.
coaching
You sure
assignment.
did. Yeah, you
Tell them,
Yes.
did.
coach.
Yeah, you
Tell them,
did.
coach.
Yeah, you did. That's right. Get
The
them.
nugget that I've always done. When I'm watching them, I take those screenshots for sure. That's definitely a good
Yeah.
nugget. Mhm.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So thank you everybody that's on Facebook. I will be back next week with another coach or coaches next week because God just laid it up on me to showcase coaches. I'm not in competition with anyone. I'm all about there's plenty of room at the top. And as we lift each other up, we build the ladder for other people to come right behind us and to go up. Because when somebody is elevated, we look at it on, oh, they're ahead of us. It's really God. If they're allowing God to use them and God gave them that talent, that is God being lifted up, not that person. It means that God has lifted them, elevated them to another level to reach people that need to be reached by the gifts and the talents that God has in them. So I want us to stop comparing flesh among flesh. Oh, Cynthia doing so well. She got so many clients. No, God, Cynthia is exposing God to so many clients and the places that she go. And that's how I want us to always look at everybody else. I think we as women, we compete too much. But if you think about it, That's why Ruby Girl is so important because we as women has been given this mindset. Like our culture has a certain mindset because of what we went through years ago. Also, women, especially women of color, we kind of have a certain mindset because it's almost like we have to compete with each other. But I said, don't compete with each other, complete each other. All
Mhm,
right. All
mhm.
right, ladies, we done coach y'all
Yes,
tonight, gave
ma'am.
y'all some free stuff, but I want y'all to connect with these ladies. And ladies, I want y'all to connect with each other, because I feel like that
Yes.
y'all can
Mhm.
enhance each other just so very much. It's not by happenstance that y'all decided to be on this show tonight. So I want to thank you, Coach Cynthia, Coach Geneva, and Coach Monique. If you need anything from me or you want to come back on the Ruby Girl Talk Show by yourself and interview, that is fine with me. Promote anything you need to do, a event, a book, or whatever. But all right, y'all, it's 9:30. Time for us to check out. Thank you so much for watching tonight. And I pray that everything, something we said, touch your heart. So until next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will see you. So ladies, we are just signing off on Facebook.